Yurei are the spirits of the dead, returning to the world of the living in the form they once had in life. They usually don't have a fixed physical shape, and most people can't see them with the naked eye. Only certain individuals, such as the deceased relatives, enemies, or those with spiritual sight, are able to see their presence. There are many kinds of Yurei, but the most terrifying are those who died with deep hatred or resentment. These are known as Onryo, vengeful spirits. One of the most famous Onryo legends in Japan is that of the ancient for Great Onryo. Sugawara no Mishizune, Tahira no Masakado, Prince Sawara, and Emperor Satoku. These four vengeful spirits didn't just influence folklore. Their stories shaped Japanese culture, history, and gave rise to a unique form of spiritual belief known as Goryo Shinko, the belief in appeasing vengeful noble spirits. Among them, Prince Sawara is often seen as the origin and symbol of this belief system. So, what exactly is a Goryo? In today's video, we'll explore a spirit unlike the typical Yurei, the Goryo, and the tragic story of the man whose wrath helped give birth to this powerful tradition, Prince Sawara. I'm Mr. Yao, and welcome to the Leyenda Yokai channel. Here, I explore famous yokai and urban legends. If you're into these topics, be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. In Japanese folklore, Yurei are basically the Japanese version of ghosts, very similar to spirits in Western traditions. The word Yurei comes from two kanji, yu, meaning faint or dim, and rei, meaning spirit or soul. They're also known by other names like Borei or Shiryo. Sometimes, they're even grouped under broader terms like yokai or obarke, which refer to all kinds of supernatural beings. Like ghosts in the West, Yurei are believed to be souls who couldn't pass on peacefully after death. All Japanese ghosts are called Yurei, and there are several types within this classification. Among them, the most feared are the Onryo, spirits of those who died with deep resentment or anger. These vengeful spirits were believed to cause disasters, illness, and political turmoil, even after death. However, within the Onryo legends, there is an even more unique type, the Goryo. Goryo are not just angry spirits. They were once noble figures or high-ranking officials who died tragically, often as victims of false accusations, exile, or political betrayal. Due to their social status and the perceived injustice of their deaths, people believe that the wrath of these spirits could bring large-scale calamities, such as plagues, famines, or even earthquakes. Since ghosts could not be destroyed, the only way to end their vengeful anger was to transform them into peaceful and benevolent spirits. To prevent such disasters, communities would build shrines and hold special rituals, often with the help of priests and onmyoji, to appease the Goryo and turn them from dangerous spirits into protective deities. This practice became known as Goryo Shinko, the belief in and worship of Goryo. An early figure often seen as the origin of Goryo Shinko is Fujiwara no Hirotsugu. He's said to be the first officially recorded case in Japanese history involving this belief. Fujiwara no Hirotsugu was a nobleman during the Nara period. Branded a traitor amid political turmoil, he was exiled and eventually executed in Dazaifu. But soon after his death, a series of disasters and strange occurrences struck the capital. People began to suspect that Hirotsugu had returned as an Onryo, seeking revenge against the state. In response, the imperial court performed the first official Goryo pacification ritual, hoping to appease his angry spirit and transform him into a guardian deity. This marked the formal beginning of Goryo Shinko, which would go on to become a lasting and unique spiritual tradition in Japan. Although Fujiwara no Hirotsugu isn't one of the four great Onryo, his life story is filled with drama and mystery. If you'd like to see a dedicated episode about him, let me know in the comments below. After the case of Fujiwara no Hirotsugu, one of the most memorable and representative Goryo legends was that of Prince Sawara. So, who exactly was Prince Sawara? He was one of Japan's famous four great Onryo. Toward the end of the Nara period, power struggles within the imperial family grew increasingly intense. Prince Sawara was the second son of Emperor Konin and the younger brother of Emperor Kanmu. He had been appointed crown prince and was once destined to become the next emperor. But fate was not kind to this noble-born prince. Shortly after Emperor Kanmu ascended the throne, the court was shaken by a major political incident. The assassination of Fujiwara no Tanetsugu, a top official serving in Dazaifu. During the investigation, suspicion unexpectedly fell on Prince Sawara. Some believed he had conspired with nobles opposed to Emperor Kanmu in a plot to seize the throne. Though there was no solid evidence, Prince Sawara was stripped of his title overnight, demoted to commoner status, and exiled to Dazaifu in Kyushu. On the long journey into exile, he was forced to walk barefoot, enduring humiliation, hunger, and overwhelming injustice. Eventually, Prince Sawara chose to protest through a hunger strike and died in bitter grief before reaching his destination. However, things didn't end there. After Prince Sawara's death, a series of strange disasters and ominous events struck the capital one after another. The construction of Emperor Kanmu's new capital, Nagaoka-kyo, was plagued by constant setbacks, accidents, floods, and repeated misfortunes. The empress died young. The crown prince passed away, and a dark shadow loomed over the imperial family. Even Emperor Kanmu himself was haunted by nightmares of evil spirits, his mind tormented and restless. Whispers began to spread throughout the court and among the people. Could these disasters be the work of Prince Sawara's vengeful spirit? Eventually, even Emperor Kanmu began to waver. He started to wonder, had he wrongly condemned his own brother and brought divine punishment upon himself? In an effort to calm the restless spirit and end the calamities, the court officially restored Prince Sawara's royal title and reburied his remains with full honors befitting a member of the imperial family. A Goryo shrine was established in Kyoto specifically to enshrine Prince Sawara, and purification rituals were held to appease his soul. This is believed to be the origin of the Kami Goryo Shrine and Shimo Goryo Shrine. But perhaps the most dramatic event of all was the relocation of the capital itself. Because of the never-ending misfortunes in Nagaoka-kyo, Emperor Kanmu ultimately abandoned the entire city and moved the imperial capital to what is now Kyoto, Heian-kyo. This was not just a political decision. It was also a spiritual attempt to escape the curse of a vengeful spirit. The name Heian, meaning peace and tranquility, reflected the emperor's deep longing for safety and harmony. From that point on, Prince Sawara became one of the most iconic figures in Goryo Shinko. His tragic story came to symbolize the souls of noblemen crushed by injustice. Souls that, even in death, could strike back at the centers of power. Through him, Onryo were no longer just characters from folklore. They became a political reality the imperial court could no longer ignore. The four great Onryo, Sugawara no Michizune, Tahira no Masakado, Emperor Satoku, and Prince Sawara, are among the most famous tragic figures in Japanese history. Each met their end through political strife, false accusations, or betrayal, and each was believed to return as a vengeful spirit with the power to curse the nation. Over time, their stories moved beyond myth and legend to become part of Japan's cultural fabric, deeply influencing Goryo Shinko, shaping historical narratives, and even altering the course of society itself. What we witness is not just tragedy, but a powerful symbol of how history, culture, belief, and fate are deeply intertwined. If you enjoy my channel, please help by hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you won't miss my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you next time.